feel like every single day in the last couple of weeks, there's been something that has come out about the Democratic Party and a lot of the funny business that was happening behind the scenes. We're learning a little bit more about that today with Joe Biden and Pelosi and that whole situation where they kind of booted him out, placed him with Kamala, that whole shenanigans. Jesse Waters breaks it down in a super, super fun and entertaining expose. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Entertainment News because it ensures YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn they will continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this.
Every Democrat in D.C. has a story about Biden, and now they're all coming out. After the debate, Joe Biden was at a fundraiser at New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy's house, but he didn't know where to go. So his staff put fluorescent tape on the floor.
Did you see that frame? Hold on, let's go back. That's insane.
Fluorescent.
Homie did not know where he was.
So his staff put fluorescent.
Look at him. That man is like squirrel. Like, that was the president, guys. He was the president of the United States of America. Had the nuclear codes, bro. That man was not there. We don't talk about that enough. This guy should not have been in office.
Fluorescent tape on the floor to guide Joe Biden around the room, but he was still confused. We're also learning that Pelosi, like Obama, didn't want Kamala to run.
She watches the debate. She's unhappy. And she thinks that, she doesn't want Democrats to rush into anything in that moment because she thinks, oh gosh, if they rush him out, then Kamala Harris is going to be in. And she doesn't think that Kamala Harris can win.
She didn't. But can we talk about how they knew he wasn't there? We need to figure out what to do about this. How do we get Biden out and who should we replace him with? We need some time to figure it out. This man had been in office for almost 4 years. You knew he wasn't there cognitively. You were coming up with an escape plan. Well, at this exact same time telling us that we're insane. Don't believe your own eyes. This guy is clearly there. He's very competent. He did an amazing job. He's a great president. He led the country beautifully. But he needs to get out because he's not there and you're just not realizing it. That is some BS. That is some BS if I ever heard any. Man, are you kidding me? And we don't talk about it. He's kind of like, yeah, well, even on our side, it's like, yo, Trump's in office, we're happy. Like, no, what? That should be talked about. That's not okay.
So it's sort of, she's in a pickle in that moment.
Her thinking was Biden had to get out and that Harris was a disaster. And what she was trying to do was get Biden to get out in time that the Democrats could choose someone other than Harris.
Kamala is not going to be happy when she sees this. But nobody's more upset with Pelosi than Joe Biden. According to the new book, Fight After the Coup, Biden was with his friends on Air Force One and started naming the people he would never forgive for their betrayal. The first name out of his mouth, Nancy Pelosi. Biden and Pelosi might never talk again.
There is still a lot of friction between the two of them. I mean, she went on air.
Of course she is. It should have said, you're out. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Whatever that means. You have the power to tell the president of the United States that. That's a little too much power, and that's actually scary.
On another network, and basically twisted the knife. And he and his campaign aides were just in shock. She essentially had her fingerprints all over this. The campaign knew it. He knew it. And I don't think there is going to be any love lost.
But Pelosi was right. Biden didn't have what it takes, and neither did Kamala. She spent 3 months and $2 billion crashing and burning. And the whole time she thought she was winning.
We know that they were shocked, completely surprised by the events that unfolded on election night. They thought they were going to win. And, when they were told that they were losing in the final hours and that they had lost, there was complete silence and shock. And they were just dumbfounded by.
Well, they're so used to lying and getting away with it. I'm sure they said, if we just convince the masses that we are winning and we're the best, maybe the Trump supporters wouldn't show up, or maybe they actually would have brainwashed everyone into believing their nonsense. But based off the reception Trump kept getting over like literally everything he did, obviously the assassination attempt, which wasn't his doing, but or the McDonald's stunt, or what was the other thing he did, the garbage truck thing, calling us all garbage. That stuff was so like, it just made him seem relatable and funny, and like he cared about the people. Like, what did Kamala do? Not answer questions. not finish interviews, cut them short. Anyone who had an opposing view went on Call Her Daddy, refused to go on Joe Rogan. Like, what made you think you had this in the bag, Kamala? I'm trying to figure it out. There's no part of me that thought that she had a chance. People genuinely thought the only way that she would win that is if some fishiness happened, because there's no way cackling Kamala was going to win the presidency. She literally couldn't answer questions. The most competent she ever sounded was on the debate, and she has never sounded like that in any other scenario ever, since, before, or after that debate. It was just like she hit a good night for her or something.
What was happening.
The Kamala kamikaze hit the party so hard, Democrat voters want a complete overhaul. They're bloodthirsty after the Biden coup and want more old heads to roll. 69% of Democrat voters say elderly leaders in the party need to retire and pass the torch. But getting rid of all the old guys only leaves the radicals. That's scary.
I've been a lifelong Democrat, and lately I'm calling myself an independent. The Democratic Party has kind of lost me. And what scares me, some of the big voices out there, AOC, Bernie Sanders, even if their message of economic populism is a resonating message, they as messengers, I'm the branding guy, says, whoa, party is way, way left. That's what scares me.
Don't forget Crazy Crockett.
Some Democrats are trying to wash off their far left stink, like Newsom. They know it's politically toxic. You're going to see a lot of Democrats pretend to be moderate from now until 28. Don't believe them. Unless they can answer basic questions.
The Democrats are toxic for one reason. If you want to know why they're in the state they're in, just ask all of them two questions. What is a woman? And should biological men be in women's sport? If they are unable to answer the first question, and if they say in the second one, yeah, that's fine, that's the problem. Right there, they have gone completely crackers.
You know how good it feels to know that people can like are finally saying this? Like Piers Morgan, like if they can't answer those questions normally, as a rational human being who lives in reality would, then like ignore it. And they don't deserve to run for public office if you can't answer those simple questions that you know by the time that you're 5 or earlier. Like, this shouldn't be some controversial thing. What is a man or a woman? And can men who decide because they think they're something that they're not, that they can just play in women's sports, like you should be very opposed to that. Clearly, like, that's one of those things that I'm like, how are we like fighting over that? Why is that something that causes contention? Like, no, that's not okay, and it never has been and never will be. And if you're fighting for the right for biological men to do that, then you got to screw loose and you should not be running anything. So anyways, shout out to that. And it's funny seeing how like Biden and the Democratic Party is kind of imploding, and that they're all this contentious behavior they have towards each other. Like Biden being frustrated with Pelosi. Obviously, I mean, she said, get out of here or else. You can do this either way, the hard way. It's like, dang, all right, you can tell the president that. What kind of power do you have? So yeah, we need to look into our politicians, man. And we do need term limits. Somebody said something about that earlier. We need term limits. You should not be able to be in office for 1,000 years. So anyways, what are your thoughts on Biden and Pelosi? What are your thoughts on this whole Democratic Party, like kind of trying to switch up, like you said with Gavin Newsom, trying to become more moderate? Like, no, bro, you've done too much. It's too late for you. You are a career Democrat, and no one will see you as anything other than that. I don't care if your son likes Charlie Kirk. You have done everything you do opposes Charlie Kirk's mission and his belief system. So it doesn't really matter that your son likes him. Maybe he can take over as governor if he actually has those beliefs. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Peace.